All right, guys, in this video, we are going to be assembling this little model engine. It's this big, and it actually runs on nitromethane, and we're going to fire it up and run it. So it's a very cool project, and I want to give a huge thanks to sterlingkit.com, who is sponsoring this video, and they are also offering 10% off to any of you guys who want to purchase anything off their website. Link will be in the video description. They have a bunch of cool engines that you can build and run, just like this. And they also have like a V-twin Harley engine, which is really cool. That one is a lot more expensive than this one, but anyway, check it out. It's pretty cool. So this thing is a 2-cylinder, 4-stroke, single carb engine. It's got a little fan on it and everything. It's cool. And also, I thought this was a cool project to get my boys involved. Okay, I got a 6th grader and an 8th grader, and they had some of their friends over, so there was like 4 or 5 little guys helping me out. They took turns and they actually assembled it. I just helped them in certain areas, and I told them, you know, I kind of helped them along the way, but it was really cool for them to do it because, you know, to see them see it fire up and everything was pretty cool. So it definitely took like a Sunday afternoon to do all this, get it all hooked up and running, but it was cool spending time with those guys. They're used to Legos. Legos don't run after you're done. This you can fire up, and it's just cool. All right, so let's get right into the assembly video, then we'll fire it up, and then I'll talk a little more on how I got it all hooked up.
Wouldn't it be funny if it just fell apart?
Right. Ah, woo, it's hot.
How do you feel that you made that?
I made parts of it.
What do you think, guys? You built this. It almost flew out of the
Alright,
vise.
let's play basketball. So, like, can it do anything or just does do that?
And it just does this. You just run it. Okay, so I can't run it anymore because, well, I could, but the starter belt is getting pretty chewed up. I guess it's not tight enough, and it's skipped and kind of tore up a little bit of the teeth and whatnot. So here are some like frayed belt fragments. But anyway, so I have the fuel tank hooked up, and this guy here is for adding some pressure from the exhaust of a two-stroke application. I didn't need it for this. It seems like this carburetor has enough suction to draw this fuel. So I even had the tank down here. Speaking of fuel, we're using 20% nitro race car fuel. It's got 9% oil in it. So this is just some VP Racing fuel that I got online. All right, so for the glow plugs, if you're not familiar with glow plugs, they are simply like so if you're not familiar with glow plugs, it's basically like a little cigarette lighter, and you apply voltage to it, and it lights up, and it helps ignite the fuel. Once it's up and running and nice and hot, you can remove the power, and it'll stay red hot from the previous combustion cycle. But anyway, I got a bunch of RC car batteries. These are the 2S or 7.4 volts LiPos. I think these are Dean's connectors on here that it comes with, but I transitioned to Traxxas. Anyway, here's something that reduces the voltage, because glow plugs usually are 1.5 volts, so this kind of reduces whatever that is. So I got a battery hooked up to each of those, and that's that. Now for the starter motor on here, it says 7.4 to 12 volts. So what I did is I got my lawn tractor battery over here, and all you do is hook up, there's 2 pins here, you hook up 12 volts of that. Now if you have the polarity reversed, this thing will just spin. It'll spin the opposite way, and you don't want that, so it'll go zzz, flip it, and it'll actually crank it over because it has a one-way clutch on here. But that's pretty much it. So that works pretty good. So here, I'll demonstrate. I'll flip the polarity real quick on the battery here. So it should just spin. So that's incorrect. You got to flip to 12 volts. See? All right, so I need a new belt before we can run it some more, so maybe in a different video. And I've also tweaked the carburetor settings, and I think I blew it. So I need to go back to factory settings and get it running and so forth, and tune it up. But anyway, that's freaking cool. The link, 10% off link, is in the video description. Make sure to check out Sterling Kit. Pretty cool little engine models for sure.